Drift, Partners in Crime on Sky will follow two brothers, Ali Zeller, played by Ken Dukan, and Leo Zeller, Fabian Bush, who despite growing up together couldn't be less alike. Having been estranged for decades, the siblings become embroiled in an international conspiracy, after a police operation gone wrong. The brothers, who rarely agree and think in very different ways, will be forced to work together to succeed. In honor of this exciting new duo coming to screens, we have taken a look back on some iconic crime duos throughout the history of television. Breaking Bad, Walt and Jesse. Walter White, Bryan Cranston, and Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul, are arguably one of the most renowned duos in recent television history. Breaking Bad followed Walter White, recently diagnosed with cancer, as he dove into the criminal underworld in an attempt to provide for his family. He meets Jesse, a misfit hooked on drugs, forced into a life of crime to support his habit, who desperately wants to find a way out. The pair couldn't be more opposite, and the push and pull of their personal motivations causes conflict throughout the show, ending in Walt's demise. True Detective, Cole and Hart. In True Detective, Rust and Rust Cole, Matthew McConaughey, and Marty Hart, Woody Harrelson, formed the detective duo with the unlikely brotherly bond. Rust and Marty's bond gets them through the investigation of the strange and harrowing murder of Dorothy Lange. In this duo, Rust is a pessimistic force who sees the worst in the darkness of their investigation and his own family troubles. Meanwhile, Marty's sarcasm lifts his spirits, and despite the show's macho demeanor, they eventually lean on each other for support through the darkest moments. Wire, Jimmy and Bunk. Another detective duo, James "Jimmy" McNulty, Dominic West, and William "Bunk" Moreland, Wendell Pierce, rarely get to share the screen, despite being partners on the force. Bunk plays the more mindful but grouchy of the pair, which balances out the character of Jimmy, a wisecracking know-it-all with plenty of his own personal problems. They spend their time apart fanning out across Baltimore to bring down a different criminal institution of the city each series, but the pair have an almost telepathic connection throughout. Arguably the scene that depicted this best was the scene affectionately known as the FK scene, where the pair communicate only with variations of the F-bomb. The X-Files, Mulder and Scully. Special agents Fox Mulder, David Duchovny, and Dana Scully, Gillian Anderson, form an unlikely but compelling duo forced together by the strange nature of the crimes they profile. Together they investigate the eponymous X-Files, a series of unsolved cases involving alleged paranormal phenomena and government conspiracy. Scully's medical experience and skepticism balances out Mulder's interest in conspiracy theories and the supernatural, to ensure they deliver a balanced conclusion. Viewers of the show were delighted when Mulder and Scully's strong platonic bond blossomed into a romantic connection as the show progressed. Starsky and Hutch. Possibly the coolest detectives on our list are 1970s Californian cops David Michael Starsky, Paul Michael Glaser, and Kenneth Richard Hutch Hutchinson, David Soul. Their backgrounds were worlds apart. Starsky was an ex-U.S. Army veteran hailing from Brooklyn, New York, while Hutch was a divorced Minnesotan native. And their differences didn't stop there. Hutch was an intellectually reserved detective who played by the rules, while Starsky was streetwise, moody and a bit more rough and ready. Despite this, the pair tore around the streets of Los Angeles in the famous red and white Ford Gran Torino, fighting crime together for 93 episodes. Sky original series Drift, Partners in Crime is coming to Sky Atlantic and now on 24th of March 2023.
good.